Hey, what is up, you guys? Welcome back to the 423. The super trailer for Love and Hip Hop just dropped, and I'm gonna keep it real with you guys. It looks fire. They're upping their cinematography. I mean, they must have some new age cameras or something because the footage looks a lot crispier than usual. They put something serious into the budget this time around. So there's a lot going on with the trailer because it introduces everyone's storyline, but what I'm going to be talking about is Joe Budden and Cyn Santana, because if I'm keeping it real, they're the whole reason I'm watching this season. I've kind of gotten bored with Love and Hip Hop, but them being on the show together is forcing me to watch again because I do love them. If you haven't seen the super trailer yet, it pretty much goes without saying that all of the couples are fighting. So that applies to Joe and Cyn as well. No surprise there, but what was hilarious to me is that their entire, 5 scenes in the trailer consists of them fighting over Joe not wanting to have sex with Cyn. I mean, if you think about it, it's not that crazy. Joe is almost 40 years old, so it's normal for a lot of men who are nearing middle-aged territory to have some problems down there, or to just not have as high of a sex drive as they did when they were players in their former life. But the fact that this is their storyline just makes me chuckle. How did that come about? Because even though I think this is probably a real issue in their relationship, you know that Mona Scott and the producers on the show are pre-discussing the topics that they're going to be talking about in each scene. Did Mona offer Joe the bag and say, hey, I've got a great idea for a storyline? Or did Joe approach Mona and bring up his own erectile dysfunction? Or maybe Cyn put him on blast and brought it up in a production meeting. Either way, absolutely hilarious. But the best scene in the trailer is when they're riding in the back of a car through Times Square and Cyn's trying to be all romantic, Joey, let's just get a hotel room and stay the night. And Joe in his old man voice is I just want to go home. And you already know Cyn is not with the shits whatsoever, so she starts talking crazy I'm just going to get out of the car and yell, who wants to fuck? I've actually seen a lot of comments from people rolling their eyes over the fact that this is a dumb storyline, but it's Love and Hip Hop, and Love and Hip Hop is just straight comedy, so I don't really expect much else. I think this is going to result in some good fights, and more importantly, Rory and Mal are going to clown Joe on the podcast about his little issue, so I personally can't wait for that. I also would love to see Joe in one of those Viagra or Cialis commercials, him driving down the street in a convertible, he finally got his groove back, and then he goes to pick up Cyn, and she opens the door with her sunglasses on and her scarf flowing, and she's finally happy because she got some. But anyway, beside their issue in the bedroom, I've actually been theorizing that Joe and Cyn are engaged. In the trailer for the show, Joe does refer to Cyn as his girlfriend and not his wife when he's talking to Remy Ma about his senior citizen penis. But I can definitely see them using a proposal as a storyline later in the season. Joe was on Instagram yesterday posting pictures of them in Times Square with their baby Lex, and Joe's caption says, sometimes you're lucky enough to get a do-over without vests. If you're either a fan of the show or a fan of Joe, then you probably already know that Joe proposed to his then ex-girlfriend Tahiri in Times Square. She said no, but Joe explained later on that he came up with the idea while they were still together, and then once filming for Love and Hip Hop came along, they were in a bad place and he knew that it wouldn't work out well for him. Anyway, this could just be Joe alluding at another chance at a family in general and not a proposal, but I think that the fact that they're in Times Square is a big hint. I definitely don't think Joe is dumb enough to propose in the same spot that he did for another woman, and I definitely don't think Cyn would be cool with that at all. But I wouldn't be surprised if there's a proposal on the show this season. Cyn has been hinting at wanting a ring for the longest, and she's actually sporting a huge rock in her latest Instagram picture. It's massive. So I really do hope that's something that goes down on the show because I love them together, and honestly, I'm just nosy and I want to be able to see it. But of course, I want to know what you guys think about this whole situation. Are you excited for this upcoming season of Love and Hip Hop? And how are you feeling about the fact that Joe and Cyn's entire storyline is about his senior citizen D? Let me know down below in the comments. Subscribe to the 423 for more videos. And if you like this one, just give it a quick thumbs up. That is it for today. I will see you guys next time. Bye.